You said they didn't exist. They are the Paladins of France, the defenders of Charlemagne and of the true faith. The first is Ugeri, then comes Thierry, and after him Godfrey, Tybalt, Henry, Jarino, and William. And look, there is Walter. And then Oliver, called the Courteous. And Rinaldo, the Generous. Take off your hat, you oaf. That's Roland, the Invincible.
Who's that?
Gano di Maganza. He is called the Wise. Take it, King Charles. France and Spain entrust to you this sacred image that you may make it your standard against the infidels.
You guard it well, Bishop Turpin. Alas, our own hands reek of war.
The Lord will preserve it for our country and will protect the army that defends it.
Of your bravery. I know your great strength and your courage, but I consider it a sign from God that he called you to save the Madonna of Saragossa.
Charles gave you nothing but hunger and lies, huh?
Oh, well, I was mistaken. What can I tell you?
You always said Charles here, Charles there, and it's...
I am growing old. Time cannot be stopped. I must think of the future of France and of my throne. I must consider the welfare of this land threatened by the Saracens and by heresy. You, Roland, you shall be ever closer to me. I know that you love my beloved daughter. You have often spoken together. I have seen you smile at each other. You will make her happy, I know. You shall enter my house and unite your blood with mine.
No man could ever feel a greater joy in his heart than that which you give me. I thank you.
Now our country is safe. Now the word of Christ is secure. The Lord has chosen his champions.
Do not fear, Bishop. Deign to bless our arms. From this day I have a greater duty. Bless this sword for all eternity. The name of Durlandana was given it by a Saracen.
In nomine Patris.
The Saracens. What do they want?
Stay, look at the flag they carry.
I insist, Agramante has upset the entire balance of our forces. And we have not yet received the troops promised us by the King of Cathay.
You cannot complain. You have his daughter Angelica.
Angelica is only a token of friendship on the part of King Calafrone. She simply represents the promise of an army which I expect him to send. It would be suicide to continue the war now. If Charles should agree, our new troops will have all the time they need to join us.
The Christians will think we're afraid of them.
Why should they? Have we by chance knelt at the feet of the King of France, allowing him to break our scimitars and to put his foot on our necks? We have only proposed a truce with the Christian warriors. For 3 months, no battles. No more deaths.
You're obsessed with the idea of death.
I'm always thinking of death. Because tomorrow you might be the one to be killed. Or Ferraru, or Balicanti, or any one of you. I'm getting old. It doesn't matter to me about my own life. But I wouldn't like to see your corpse lying under the midday sun, swollen like a cask of wine.
Say no more. Your words make my blood run cold.
Put your trust in me. My plan is quite clear. We will never give in to the Christians. But to vanquish them, we must act with cunning and quickly. That is why I wanted the Madonna of Saragossa. Now, instead, I have need of peace. At least a short peace.
You want to weaken them with idleness and then fall upon them without warning so that we shall end the truce ourselves whenever we wish.
No, I do not hold with treason. I respect honor as the Christians respect their God. There will be no need for it. I shall succeed in overcoming King Charles and the arrogance of his paladins. But it shall be done with honor. Look at Angelica. Look at her. In her eyes there is discord. Her laughter is like the edge of a blade. Her arms are 1,000 times more dangerous than those of her goddess. They're as sinuous as serpents. She's beautiful. It is to her that you owe all the blows and wounds that Roland has given you. To gaze at her, you lost the sacred Madonna of Saragossa. Because of her, you bowed to an ignoble defeat. But you've given me an excellent idea. I will send her to the camp of the Christians. She will bring idleness and soft ways to the paladins of the king. They will fall in love with her and grow jealous of each other. When the truce comes to an end, there will no longer be an enemy before us. For corruption will have sapped their strength.
Listen to me. The Saracens are close behind us. Now listen. We will try to hold them here. You must flee. You will take our horses and carry with you to safety the Madonna of Saragossa.
The Saracens won't touch it. I will carry it to King Charlemagne.
They're burning. Burning everything. Burning the houses, the fields, the cattle. That's how we're protected by the King of France.
If the Paladins would come to our aid, all would be well.
The Paladins don't even exist.
What are you saying?
May the Madonna of Saragossa protect us.
Hey, it's I who divide the spoils.
Angelica! Angelica is here! Come on, all of you! Let's move the cart!
Accept this necklace, a magnificent piece which has adorned many Madonnas. It belongs to the treasure of Saragossa.
It won't suffice, Pharaoh, for you to see my eyes. You forget that last night you compared me to a goddess.
You don't understand anything. Angelica doesn't want compliments. She loves strength. She doesn't give her pretty speeches. She likes a mighty arm.
This for you.
What good is your strength, Valacante, if you have no brains?
Try on this ring, Princess. It may be your wedding ring.
These two belong to the Madonna?
It was in the same treasure.
No! Angelica, I don't want to see you touched by the rough hands of these men who do nothing but battle all day. They all stink of sweat and blood, and I won't have them near you.
Do not hurt him, Valacante. Medoro always tells the truth.
Very well, then. From now on, before speaking to him, we'll take a bath.
It's useless. By now, the foul odor is soaked into you.
Leave the boy alone and try your strength with me if you want to make a show for her.
Hold your peace. It gives me great pleasure to see our noblest and bravest warriors ready to kill each other for a woman.
Greetings, Agramante.
You allow yourselves to be made fun of, ridiculed, and you act like children bickering over a bunch of grapes.
It's her fault. Why does she always insist on hiding her face?
Which one of you seized the treasure of the Christians?
I.
And you did not find an image of the Madonna?
No, there wasn't much booty. As a matter of fact, I don't understand why you made us ride all day like fury just for a few pearls and a couple of old trinkets.
I want that Madonna. Once I have it, I can force the King of France to make peace.
And for a painted face, you want us to start the chase all over again?
Unfortunately, none of you realized that the Christian soldiers' only worry was not to guard the treasure, but to save that painted face, as you call it. For them, it is a symbol. If that Madonna had fallen into our hands, it would have enabled us to come to terms with Charlemagne.
But my king, how superstitious these Christians are.
Woe to you all if you dare to return without it. I will profane it in all the cities of Spain. I will incense all the Spaniards so that they'll hate Charles of France if he does not accept. And I'll see no more death. All my peoples have great need of sons, not of dead bodies. They'll be great and strong, immensely powerful.
Oh, Lord, I thank you. I have been 56 years in this world. I have followed the Scripture. I have lived for the faith and for the truth of Christ. O Lord God of heaven and earth, Jesu Christi, for thee I bow my head to torture, for thee who live eternally.
This makes it much more amusing. Forward!
Let's go and see.
The Madonna of Saragossa.
trying to attack us.
He's alone.
We'll tame his arrogance.
Have patience, my love. We haven't arrived yet.
Aye!
What is the matter, nurse?
Oh, what a horrible country. Even if you miss the gnat, you hurt your cheek. So whichever way you do it, you're always the loser.
You're cruel. You take advantage of the insects because they're smaller than you. Why don't you try slapping our friend Omar?
What have I done?
Omar isn't as annoying as you. If you come close, I'll treat you like a miserable gnat.
Dear nurse, your beauty has faded away. Your youth has also fled. No kisses for you
Oh, be quiet,
today.
stupid. Oh, let's stop.
Why? What's the matter?
I can't go any further, Angelica. I want to rest. We've been riding for 3 days without stopping a moment. My poor shoulders ache like anything.
Only your shoulders.
Oh, anything you say. Be as witty as you please. Now help me down. Oh, at last.
Look at your heroes. Even in time of peace, their only amusement is making war. Even with puppets, it's all they live for.
You're right. What can we do? Our fate is born with us and follows us for the rest of our lives.
It's not true. It's you who have chosen your fate. Forget Agrement and his ideas. Forget about who will win the war or who will lose it. We could go back to your country together. Before nightfall, we'd be far away. In Cathay, you can forget the existence of the Paladins, Ferrao, Mandricado. You won't listen to the preaching of Agramento, who's so sure of his wisdom.
I wouldn't know how to live in my country again, Medoro. I wouldn't have the patience any longer to spend the day combing my hair, listening to your sweet songs, and waiting for the sunset, watching other people living, to sleep peacefully in my bed. This is what I would really like to do. But somehow I'm afraid I've forgotten how.
It's your turn now.
I'll never hit it.
And I'll wager that you will.
All right, very well then, I accept. 10 bottles of sherry.
And I'll add to it a little cask of port.
And I, a barrel of Burgundy wine.
Ah, France. How I'd love to return. Now wait. You won't lose just so you can win a cellar full of wine.
Don't worry, Roland. I still consider my honor as a paladin even greater than a few cups of good wine.
Away with you. I expect a victory.
Get ready to pay the wager.
Paladins of France have to be content with game.
Yes, my lord, but life is more peaceful. You have to admit it. Since the war started, my toothache has disappeared.
You coward.
You are right, my lord. I admit I'm a great coward.
Ready? Go!
Don't run away! Here, come here! I'm going to see how much wine is left in the royal cellar.
What a joke! Even animals are sick of the Paladins.
This couldn't happen among the Saracens. Animals are fond of animals.
Hey, what did you say? Don't drink! I don't want to get you sickness. You'll give me some French disease. Keep away from there.
But the water flows from you to me. Ha! You're the one who muddies it. But as you see, I don't worry about it, and I go on drinking.
Don't drink, I tell you.
Let us both quench our thirst without quarreling. I'm willing to take up the argument with you when the truce is over. No one is more hard-headed than the man who wants a fight. Very well. Since you seem so keen, consider me at your service.
That's right, Christian. I've been fasting for too many months, and I have a sharp appetite.
You've been lucky. I don't even know where he came from.
Medoro! Medoro, who has killed you, Medoro? Why did they take your life?
You were right. I died close to you. I am glad. Now, you won't call me a boy again.
Cowards! It took all of you to murder a young boy.
That's not true. I had no intention of killing him. He leaped on me without warning, and he fell.
You Christian knights are very courageous. All heroes. Look at you, standing there like butchers who've slaughtered a lamb. Murder. It's all the Paladins are capable of.
That's enough. Didn't you hear what Ronaldo has told you? He wasn't killed, he fell. You can believe what he said because he is a man of honor.
There's the proof of his honor. It's the only proof I need. And you, what do you want? What is your grief? Disappointed that you didn't arrive in time to take part in the massacre? Just look at your hands. Yours, too. They look more like those of a butcher.
No one has ever dared to speak to me like this. Woman, be still.
I don't care. I've never seen warriors acting this way before. The boy you killed, was my only joy. His songs brought peace to my heart.
Well, then you'll have to choose another singer.
Let her go, Roland.
So it's you.
Rinaldo has asked you to let her go.
Where are you going?
Into France?
You shall be our guest. There's a truce in our camp. You'll learn to know the Paladins.
What are you thinking of? Bring this woman into our camp?
Yes, there's no war now.
What do you say to this madness?
It isn't easy to distinguish what is madness and what is wisdom. Far better, I think, to let people follow their own wishes.
Do as you please, then. Take her with you into our camp. I can always say that I didn't agree with the idea. I would have left you here.
Take no notice. He is strong, even brave, but he lacks gentleness.
No. Roland spoke wisely. But sometimes one ignores reason to follow the heart. Between heart and reason, there are few boundaries. If you wish to ride, you may have my horse. We'll accompany you on foot. Let's go.
Here, they're for you.
Would you mind sitting this side? Your company is nicer downwind.
It's true that I live with the horses, but it's only a week since I took a bath in the river.
What's that?
They're going to start another game of El Pasto.
Oh, how can they fight every day of the week over a silly ball?
I'm delighted to see you laugh. You see that I was right.
Angelica promised that today she would allow me to take her up on the hill.
But before that, I will show her the secrets of the river as we drift down it in a boat.
And what do you say, Rinaldo? You're silent. Don't you have any pastime to suggest?
We amuse you, don't we? I see you laugh often, and you look gay. That should be enough to make our stupidity less painful.
I don't understand you. You despise your way of acting, and why don't you change?
Do you know what the word passion really means, Angelica? Well, that is what I feel for you. I don't want to, but I'm helpless. Do you understand now?
You've no right to talk to her in private, at least until she's officially made her choice among us.
Where is Roland? I haven't seen him this morning.
He passes you without looking. You smile and he turns his head in the other direction.
That's why she asks for him.
As long as I'm alive, you won't choose another.
Not even Roland.
It's terrible, Rinaldo, but I feel I hate Roland, you and all the others.
Don't worry about it, Angelica.
Of course not. It's what comes of being in love. It will last as long as there is hope.
Angelica, you drive me insane.
Here are the consequences of the truce. Your paladins, your soldiers are reduced to playing with miserable puppets and with balls of rags. And meanwhile, you can be sure that Agramante is building up his strength. I know he expects new troops. That's why he's asked for an extension of the truce. And when he's ready, he'll attack us unawares, and he'll kick us out of his path like a little herd of miserable sheep.
I have not yet replied to the proposal of Agramante. And I've given orders that the army continue their training.
You cannot expect this of your soldiers. If they lack the tension, the excitement, the struggle, you lose your grip on them. They begin to think of their homes, of the cities, their wives, and their children. And once they do that, they're lost.
What do you advise, then? You who know all and who see all.
We must ask at once for reinforcements to get out of this ridiculous situation. We want peace or war. Either let us join battle or let us go back to our homes and take care of our crops. Send Rinaldo to ask for reinforcements and send ambassadors to Agramante so that we don't approach the end of the truce without knowing what his decision shall be. We don't want to wake up one day and find the Saracens in our tents.
I think your pessimism is exaggerated, Roland. You see dangers where they don't exist.
No, Roland is right. The danger exists. I see myself that it is impossible to keep the army intact if it must idly wait for Agramante.
That's not all. There's Angelica. Since that woman entered our camp, the Paladins are no longer friends. Subtly, like some poison, she's stolen into everyone's heart. Now they're all against one another. They're on the watch. They threaten. They hate. As long as that woman remains in our camp, we'll never have peace. Send her away, King Charles. Send her back to the Saracens.
That would be madness. Angelica is the daughter of Calafrone, king of Cathay, the most important ally of Agramante. She's an invaluable hostage. With Angelica's life at stake, Agramante would think twice before trying any tricks on us. Don't speak of hostages, Gano. Angelica's our guest. We must respect her. Her life is sacred. That's why I'm against the advice of Roland.
You are wrong, King Charles. Send her back to the Saracens, whatever the cost, whatever the cost.
You seem to be a little too concerned about Angelica. Perhaps more than is necessary.
Your insinuation doesn't deserve the honor of a reply.
Or is it that you don't want to face the truth?
I'll send Rinaldo to France. And you, Gano, will go with our reply to Agramante. I won't agree, ever, to any extension of the truth. I needn't tell you that you must search deeply in the eyes of Agramante. Understand what he is thinking. I don't trust him at all. He's very cunning. Don't speak to him of Angelica.
So you insist on keeping that woman here?
Don't worry about it. You are much too strong to be afraid of the wiles of Angelica.
Carry my instructions to Rinaldo. Tell him to leave at once.
As you wish.
It's a good thing that Roland will soon marry your daughter. Once a man is happily married, it's much easier for him to resist certain temptations.
We'll pitch camp as soon as we reach the foot of those hills.
How did King Charles get the idea in his head of bringing his daughter to the camp?
I don't know if it was the king who wanted it or Alda. One of the ladies at the palace told me that when she heard that the king had promised her to Roland, she began to tremble like an aspen leaf.
Huh. And yet they look well together.
You do not lead me, O my love, to the enchanted garden of heart's desire. To a wilderness of sadness I'm driven. You, for whom all my kisses wait, depart from me. Toward one who cares not, my fate leads me.
Halt the coaches! Set up tours of guard duty. We camp here.
Shall I go with you? No, wait here. I'll go alone. I'm curious about this wood. It seems enchanted.
Woods are so dangerous at nightfall.
I won't go far.
Dear lady, come back soon. Don't make me worry about you.
Where's she going?
Are you all right?
Yes, thank you. It was terrible. I felt as if I were paralyzed. I cried out inside me. My voice had gone.
And I heard your cry. I was riding toward the river's mouth when suddenly I felt irresistibly drawn in this direction. It was you. Thank God I followed my impulse. For life is still so fresh. Not like mine. Weary and full of care.
You're young.
I've lost count of the passing years.
I know that one day I was born, and another day I became a soldier. From that day, my spirit grew old. My eyes lost the happy innocence that I see in yours. Are you alone?
Beyond those trees are the fires of my encampment, and many soldiers.
You wish me to take you back to them?
Thank you, I'll go back alone.
Where do you come from?
From France.
And where are you going now?
To marry a man who was chosen for me.
And you don't love him?
I don't know. To be truthful, sometimes I think I do, or at least while I was still in Paris I thought so, but now, the nearer I come to him, the more I'm afraid.
You don't love him?
You think so?
From the little experience I have gathered, I am sure of it.
But then what am I to do?
Refuse to marry.
Oh, I can't. It would cause a terrible scandal. I mustn't. How could I disobey the will of my father?
Well, speak to your father.
Do you think that men, especially when they're old, understand such things?
I thought men couldn't understand a woman's heart, but now I don't know anymore.
Why? Why is it changed?
You. A woman has come into my life for the first time, and she hasn't entered it softly, timidly, as I imagined would fatally happen sometime or other. You suddenly burst like a thunderbolt into my life. An animal, the hurl of a lance, this fairy-like forest, a fainting maiden. If I were in the habit of taking matters seriously, I would be terribly grieved.
About what?
About your coming marriage. I would begin to think of a great challenge, a duel to the death. But you won't marry him, will you, if you don't love him? I don't even want to know what your name is. I'm content to take with me the memory of your eyes. But before you marry that man, you and I must have a long talk together. We must search into each other's hearts. I think we must decide together what we will do with our lives.
Impossible.
Do you want it to be as it is?
My fate won't ever change with a few words, with a look, or even with a kiss.
I only ask you to wait for me for a few more days. I must first carry out a mission. It's most important. And then I will be able to understand fully the meaning of what has happened to me this evening. This freedom, a freedom which lightens my spirit. Look at me.
No, don't hold me. Don't kiss me again. If you do, it'll be too late. We will never have the strength to part.
Is this, then, what you wish? Adieu.
I can never eat my own meal unless I feed my animals first. I wouldn't be able to swallow the first bite. Do you know once this was the favorite pastime of your sister Angelica?
Yes, I know. Angelica's always been fond of animals. When she was a child, she played with cats.
You've never changed your habits, Agalia. All his life, his chief amusement has been to make other creatures suffer, whether man or animal.
Well, Gano, what news from the French camp, huh?
King Charles does not intend to extend the truce. It's time you decided. Peace or war? Peace or war? Why, what an absurd alternative this is. I would never have expected your wisdom to allow you to say anything as stupid as this. The day of wisdom is long past. Gano the Wise now has small authority in the eyes of Charles. It's now become the turn of the new generation. For silence, they substitute action. For words, insults. For discussion, war. Violence now dominates everything. And the most violent are obviously considered the wisest. Who's the king's new favorite?
I'll wager it's Roland.
Roland is the strongest.
Now, the strongest deserves all, even the king's daughter.
Roland is marrying Olda.
This is what the king, her father, has decided.
Sometimes I ask myself whether you are simply honest or foolish.
Explain yourself.
You're too easily offended. I only wanted to strike a bargain with you.
What bargain?
If you help us to conquer Spain and defeat Charles, we will agree to give you the throne of France.
Speak for yourself. I don't feel in any way bound by what you say.
Why not, if Gano should be willing to consider it?
Agramant is right. What you propose is folly. It's not easy to conquer a throne, either with arms or with treachery. And Roland will defend it.
You don't have to worry about Roland. We will challenge him and defeat him in a tournament.
If it was so easy, I'd have already done it. No one knows Roland better than I do. I've been watching him day after day, hour after hour. I've read in his eyes all the impulses of his soul, of his too simple spirit and generous heart. I know his every thought. I know what he is worth. I know what he reads. I even know the fodder that he feeds his horse. No one can defeat Roland. None of you.
Put up your swords.
I hate and detest Roland. I would like to see him dead, but no one is able to defeat him in the open field. Not even you.
Stay. This is not the moment to draw your weapons. A banquet is waiting for us. When I feast, I want cheerful faces about me. Otherwise, my entire day is spoiled. Your idea doesn't appeal to me. I'm afraid of treachery.
Agravente is right. Gain nothing by quarreling. By the way, I haven't yet asked news of my little sister Angelica. How is she?
Thank you, Roland.
Why do you thank me? What for?
For coming to seek me, and because for the first time, you don't raise your voice. You don't frown at me anymore with your eyes full of anger. I've obeyed you. The Paladins now no longer quarrel over me. You see, they have understood.
What?
There's no one but you.
You've bewitched me. I've tried every way to put you out of my mind. But you are forever in my thoughts. You live in my heart, in my dreams. I see you always, everywhere.
I, too, tried in every way to hate you. But the only revenge I was ever able to think of was to hold you close as you are now.
Don't speak. I'm afraid I won't believe you.
I'm afraid that all this is nothing but a dream.
Hey!
What on earth is the matter?
Where's my master?
What's happened to him? Have they killed him at last?
No. The king wants him.
Do you expect to find him here?
Oh, I saw him coming this way.
You wait here.
Why? Why can't I come along?
Don't be nosy and do as I tell you. Wait here.
Well?
Nothing to be done. Trespassing not allowed.
I tell you, it's the king who wants him.
Tell the king one shouldn't disturb people in love. What would you say if just at the moment when you're about to kiss her... Whoever you like, the lady you like best of all.
That would be nice for the lady I like best of all. And she's not far from me now.
Then I must be that lady.
At last you've understood. Long live the king! Master! Master!
Yes. The first time I haven't had to use many words with a woman.
You were never meant to use lots of words. With me.
Yes, our silent happiness made me realize that we really love one another.
Master! Master!
I will never forget you.
The king! He wants you, Master. They're looking for you everywhere. He said that he'd have me strung up for 3 hours on a pole if I didn't bring you to him at once.
Why is the king in such a hurry?
Better go now. They already hate me here in the camp. And I fear their hate will grow once the Paladins will come to learn whom you have chosen. Go to him.
Yes. I'll go to the king and I will tell him of us. I will speak to him as I have often spoken after battle, with my head high. I have nothing to hide. I will ask...
No, don't ask anything of him yet.
He has never refused me. I will come to your tent to call you.
Yes, Roland.
Angelica!
Here I am, nurse.
Oh, my sweet, lovely child. I felt completely lost without you. I saw that at last you've caught the great Roland. Marvelous, marvelous, baby. You've got him like a little dog on its leash, like a cockerel on a string.
Provided that I'm not caught as much as he is.
You? What's happened to you, my pet? Has your character changed these past few hours? Heaven help you. This is not what we wanted at all.
Protect you and bless your happiness. I'm glad to see you here together. I have decided to hasten your marriage. I was suddenly seized by a strange misgiving. I am old. I want you to be happy. You are lovely, Ralda. A new light shines in your eyes. I haven't seen you for over a year. And you, too, haven't seen Alda for a year.
Much more than that. She was still a child when I saw her the last time.
And now it makes you feel a little uneasy to find her grown up, doesn't it? You don't recognize my daughter either, Rinaldo. I can tell from the amazement on your face.
I've seen Alda only once. She was but a small child. But this is another maiden. She's not your daughter.
It's she, I assure you. She's the only daughter I have. But you're already back from your journey. What news do you bring?
The reinforcements will arrive only next month. During all this time, we must rely solely upon ourselves.
It's impossible. I need 5,000 men immediately.
The war with the Saxons is just finished. The men are tired. They are now moving down toward the south.
But if the Saracens should attack?
They won't attack. Allow me to speak my mind. They will not attack us if you will accept my idea. And with peace, which is what you desire, there will be a closer union between us and them.
What do you mean?
Angelica will leave the Christian camp as a wife. All the Paladins want to marry her. She's bewitched everyone. But I'll tell you the name of the man who will be her husband.
Angelica's run away.
No. Who were the guards at her tents?
2 of our best men at arms.
And they couldn't prevent 2 women from...
They sent them away under some pretext.
The soldiers trusted them blindly.
So this is the vigilance of your men. Angelica was a precious hostage.
I have never considered Angelica
But she
hostage.
was. She's a liar. More treacherous than an asp. She's dangerous. I should have crushed her under my feet. But...
No, leave him. Let him get over his blind fury.
Now she's no longer here. She's laughing with Agramonte at the trick she has played, the hate she has spread amongst us, the grief each one of us carries in his spirit, at the despair she has driven into our minds. She's laughing at us as they drink to a victory. They've deceived us and tossed us aside like a bundle of old rags.
I have done what you have asked me to do. The Paladins insult each other. They fight. They believed me at once, just as wild ducks are deceived by a decoy. Even the great Roland is madly in love with me, and I detest him.
Argalia has challenged 6 of us. In his immense pride, he no longer fears either men or his own idols.
Yes, but the conditions are absurd.
Why so? Argalia proposes a regular tournament. He will encounter the Paladins one after the other. If the victory is ours, Angelica has pledged herself to marry the victor, and the Saracens agree to withdraw from Catalonia and to give us also the Balearic Isles. If we are defeated, we must agree to withdraw to France, and Angelica will return to Cathay.
Argalia must be insane or protected by some devil.
I don't believe in either devils or in madmen. There must be some treachery under this.
What makes you suspect treachery? Argalia is their strongest champion.
But after all, there's a limit to a man's strength. It's neither infinite as the heavens, nor immense as the sea.
That's exactly what I say. And furthermore, we'll be regarded as cowards if we don't accept his challenge to a tournament.
I don't like the idea of deciding this war by 7 men's good or bad luck in a tournament.
I don't agree. In fact, it was I myself who proposed this tournament. It was I who persuaded Argalia to accept. It's practically suicide for the Saracens. And you ought to be grateful to me. All of you for having thought of the solution at a moment like this, when we lack reinforcements while Agramant has already received troops from Cathay.
Listen, Gano. If we hesitate, it isn't because we doubt your ability or your political wisdom.
You should know that we are accustomed to the battlefield and not to tournaments.
And because we prefer the battlefield, you want us all to run the risk of being slaughtered like a flock of sheep?
And who will assure us that once Argalia is defeated, the Saracens mean to keep faith with their pact?
They will bring Angelica with them. She will stay here in camp until the end of the tournament.
And who is to choose the 6 warriors who are going to give battle?
I leave the choice to you, who are the strongest.
The choice of what?
Of the 6 warriors who will give battle against Argalia. Unfortunately, you cannot take part in the tournament.
Why not? I don't even know what you're referring to. But I don't see any reason why I shouldn't fight. Forgive me, Gano, but there's much confusion in my mind.
You cannot give battle for Angelica.
Angelica? I loathe that name. I want to do battle for her.
You can't. You've promised to marry Alda. Don't forget it's your duty.
My duty? Yes, there is such a thing as duty. It's true. I must marry Alda.
Well, then, what have you decided? Who is your choice?
Take whomever you choose. I don't care, since I'm not fighting.
Now I see that under your breastplates you're all chicken-hearted. None of you has the courage to meet with Argalia. Very well, I will enter the lists with him. I'm not young, but rather than behave like a coward, I die. Well, Walter, what do you say? Are you willing to fight for France and for Angelica?
Yes. I accept, too.
And I.
And I.
And I.
And I. I am glad of your decision. I shall now go and tell Charlemagne the purpose we wish to achieve by fighting in this tournament.
Between the Grand Caliphate of Spain and the Kingdom of France will be decided on this neutral field in a nightly tournament.
The challenging Prince Argalia declares that the victory of the Christians may be brought about also by his final and decisive meeting with the 6 Paladins of the court of King Charlemagne.
The weapon used at a distance of 50 lengths will be the lance. This distance may be further increased in the case that one of the 2 combatants should request it and his adversary should concede it, in obedience and respect for the rules of chivalry.
May victory go to him who deserves it.
The Christian army arms are represented by Oliver, Duke of Rheims. Captain-at-Arms, Ugeri of Galne. Henry of Aquitania.
I know, but soon this idleness will end, old friend. We'll gallop away, far from this place. We're both tired of always having to draw back.
Roland.
What do you want?
Listen to me. Don't say no until I have finished speaking. Argali is wreaking havoc among our men. He struck down Oliver, Ugeri, and now it's Henry who's fallen.
What do I care? The worse for them and the better for Argali.
Now wait. I haven't finished yet. I must make you a proposal which will seem ridiculous, but which is much more sensible than you would ever think. Put on my armor, mount my charger, and give battle in my place.
You must be mad.
No. Only you can defeat Argalia.
You would like to win the glory, wouldn't you?
I don't care about the glory. I want Angelica.
And you have the courage to say it?
Yes. Better for you. For me, for everyone. I know what you feel for Angelica. I know the value of your honesty, your faith, and your loyalty to Charles. If you love Angelica, you have to marry Oliver. But if you don't join the tourney, our country is lost. It's up to you to save France. I will leave with Angelica. Try to understand. Two men must sacrifice their happiness to save France. It's useless. You must accept.
You will never convince me. I will never give you Angelica. If you want her, go and win her with your sword.
I love Alda.
Rinaldo Mantovano. ask for 10 more lengths.
Will the adversary grant the 10 lengths?
Give me that lance.
In the name of the Saracen people, I accept the verdict of the tournament. The war between our peoples is now ended. Angelica will marry Rinaldo. Our troops will immediately leave Catalonia and withdraw beyond the Ebro, recognizing that Catalonia and the Balearic Islands belong to the King of the Franks. Honor and glory to the victors.
Let us honor those who have fallen. Let the living feel secure in their homes and with their families. Long life to Agramante and to his people.
Take Angelica, take her to your country. She is your bride. I do not think that love is yet born between you, but you must believe me. Angelica is the most precious pledge with which our people could guarantee the peace.
I should have wished your wedding to be celebrated tomorrow in my presence, along with that of Roland and Alda, before your fellow knights and all the soldiers.
I have told you that Angelica wishes first to go on pilgrimage to Saragossa. She wishes to embrace our faith after long meditation. I cannot refuse her. In fact, we decided upon it together.
You are taking away one of my best men. I am happy that fate has united you. You deserve it.
I accept my destiny as the day accepts the rain or the sun, the frost or the drought, fine weather or storm. What I wish doesn't matter. I only say, it is destiny.
What is it? Infernal fire. Take care. It's danger. The devil must be the cause of this. You tell me. What is that fire? I don't know how to explain. I only know that it's fire that's preserved.
东西叫做炮子，炮子是用炸药的，如果不小心可以伤人的。
Well, it's not very clear. He tells me that in their language they call it fire powder. He says that Argalia brought it from China to celebrate his victories. Instead, he's celebrating yours.
To get another, huh? Is it the third or the fourth?
The fifth.
5 times 5 is 25, you owe me. All right. Master, are you feeling badly?
Yeah.
Oh, if you're feeling badly, I'm not going to leave you. I'm drinking to forget a disappointment in love. Fatima, that nurse of Angelica, abandoned me like a lamb in the wilderness. Drink. You'll see, you'll get over your sadness.
Maybe you're right.
Of course. Wine is just like sleep. The more you have, the better you feel.
11.
Let me see.
Trust me, 4 and 7 make 11.
There's no 7 on the dice.
So you say.
You're lying. Let me see.
11, my friend, on my word of honor.
Look! Please, may we go to the celebration? Have you gone mad?
Yes.
What?
Everybody's having fun. We have a right to. You should go too.
Go along with you. But take care.
Then what's the fun?
Why don't you go out? Your father has already sent for you 3 times. I hear it's a splendid celebration.
If you want to go and see it, please do.
Why, no, I prefer to stay with you.
There's nothing you can do to help me.
What's the matter?
Nothing.
Why, you should be happy. The war is over. And before very long, you'll be the bride of a handsome man.
Oh, please leave me alone.
I know what I'll do. I'll go to Roland now and I'll tell him to come to see you. It isn't very nice of him not to visit his betrothed on the very eve of the wedding day.
I don't want to see Roland.
As you wish. One can never account for other people's tastes, as the old proverb says. Then you're sure you don't mind if I take a look at the celebration?
Go.
This should be a day to fill everyone with joy and happiness.
Voglio più dormire stesa in terra, voglio una sposa bionda come l'oro. Viva la pace, viva la vittoria, viva la pace, viva la vittoria, e viva,
Greetings to you, lovely Christian. Shall we take a little walk?
If you were not so drunk, perhaps.
Oh, I'm every bit as drunk as you are. Two mates company.
If Argalia had won, now I would be sitting on the throne of France.
Now you're a very...
Roland, after he had unsettled Aga there.
Ronaldo.
Roland.
Ronaldo.
Roland, I say. You think you know better?
Why, you Roland?
No, but it's practically the same. I am his personal squire. We were born and brought up together. See?
Are you sure?
I tell you that we grew up together in Sucre.
But Roland never fought against Argalia.
Let me explain. Roland put on the armor of Rinaldo and defeated Argalia.
I don't understand. Let's find some wine.
All right.
Which is Argalia's tent?
Yonder, my lord. We'd better resume the journey at once. The midday sun will weary the horses.
As you wish.
I understand full well the difficulty of our situation. But I don't think we gain anything by being surly and not speaking. It makes it even worse.
What can I say? You've won me, and I am loyal to a pact. That's all there is.
If you want your freedom back again, I am quite willing to stand aside.
There's no need for such generosity. I'm going to free Angelica.
Can't you leave us in peace? There's already enough bitterness between us. Come away, Angelica.
Why did you have to follow us?
Because I want to fight with Rinaldo.
Wasn't the first time enough? You're rather monotonous.
This is the first time. It was not Rinaldo who unsaddled me in the tournament. It was Roland with his arms and his armor. You don't believe it? Come then, mount your horse and take up your lance.
Well then, speak up. Is it true that Roland fought in your place?
I don't know who it was that told Argalia, but I'm afraid it's the truth. How I wish that I had learned how to lie, Angelica.
He wouldn't have me even as a prize. That's why he disguised himself to fight my brother. I meant nothing to him, just a whim.
No, you're mistaken, Angelica. I swear it.
So he gave me to you, like an empty cup that is passed on to a friend. A dog to be kicked out of the way. He will marry the king's daughter. He shall have the satisfaction of wearing a crown. But she will be my vengeance. She will make him suffer what I am suffering with you.
Listen, Angelica.
Be quiet. You're his friend. The same lack of heart. The same cruelty. Now bring him down, Argalia. Kill him!
I found such a nice one. And he also asked me to marry him.
He did? How was he?
Oh, not bad. He was rather tall and rather dark-haired and particularly pleasant and particularly handsome.
Aye, you're in for trouble when you say particular.
Will you stop it? You're like a pair of magpies. What's the matter? You don't say a word. You act as though you were going to a funeral instead of to your own wedding.
Sometimes it's the same thing.
And yet Roland has everything to make you happy. Oh, the mirror. Count them. Count how many pieces there are. Oh, dear Lord, heaven help us.
7 pieces, 7 months of sorrow.
Odd number. A terrible misfortune.
Oh.
Do you really have to go through with the wedding this morning? Couldn't you postpone it at least for a week?
Roland! Get out. I'll call you later on.
Don't forget, they're almost ready for the ceremony.
Yes, I know. Come. Come and see. Look.
Ronaldo's charger.
I found him in the wood at Baravilla. His harness is spotted with blood.
Didn't you look for Ronaldo?
All I found were hoof tracks of the horses of Argalia.
He came to carry off Angelica. And he attacked Ronaldo.
That's exactly what I'm afraid of. He was outnumbered, and Ronaldo couldn't have had the chance to defend himself.
It's horrible. How long ago did you find the charger?
Oh, time enough to return here?
Not more than that?
I do not ride like you. An hour and a half, I'd say. What are you doing? Where are you going?
I'm going to the wood. Perhaps there's still time to save Ronaldo.
This is madness. In a few minutes, you are going to be married.
Ronaldo's life is more important than my wedding. Tell the king what happened.
Roland! Roland, don't go! You put too much trust in those who fawn upon you. Roland has gone away from the camp.
What do you say?
He has run after Angelica. I was in his tent until now. I tried everything I could to stop him. I spoke of you and of your anger. He has gone mad over that woman, and he refused to listen to reason. He's deserted.
But everything is prepared for the wedding. Alda is ready. Everyone is waiting.
Love makes men blind, Lord Bishop. Poor Roland, I haven't the heart to blame him. Angelica has taken him between her fingers and crushed him like an empty nutshell. Roland never did have the intelligence necessary to resist such a woman.
My beloved Roland. Roland has betrayed us. Roland is no longer one of us. His arms will no longer serve Christ nor France.
Everything is written in the book of God. Everything is recorded, the good and the bad. The flames burn away the memory of Roland, loyal paladin of France and the king. Thus nothing remains of him. For us he exists no more. Not even his spirit is worthy to remain among those who exalted him and loved him well.
The Saracens have left this land. The main part of our army will leave as well. You will strike the tents. We shall depart at the 3rd hour.
Don't be distressed, O King. Roland is gone, but I am at your side. No one bears you the affection that I bear you. I can easily take his place, and you will never regret it. I can replace him both in your family and in your army.
No. Roland is left in my heart an emptiness no one can ever fill.
Where's Ronaldo? Here somewhere. I don't know these woods and this countryside. Go. Take me to Ronaldo.
He was here.
Some drops of blood. Follow me.
Ronaldo, come here, quick. Ronaldo. Ronaldo. Come closer.
It's not as bad as I feared.
Take care.
Don't be harsh on her, Roland. She didn't try to kill you because she hates you, but because she loves you.
How do you know?
She admitted it to me herself after Argalee had caught up with us.
She fled from the camp before I could speak to her.
She knew you were going to marry Alda.
I saw you kiss that girl in front of everybody as soon as she arrived. You had an expression of victory. You wanted her too.
It's not true. Before they told me that you had run away, I had sworn never to be joined with Alda.
Love is just like a cruel game. Persecutes those who don't love each other, divides those who are in love. We've all been victims of the game. You, Angelica. I, Alda. First divided and now united. At least you two don't waste time doubting your love and weeping.
Is it serious?
No. It's only that he's badly stunned. When he gets over it, he's going to be stronger than ever before.
Look, Roland, your horse has arrived.
Some men are lucky.
Continue the line of march. I realize that Roland has gravely offended you. But you must try to be brave. You can't go on suffering in this way.
It isn't his fault. I feel I'm to blame for all that has happened. I'm the cause of Roland's flight, of his banishment, of the unhappy marriage of Angelica and Rinaldo.
What do you mean?
I couldn't bring myself to speak to you in time. I lacked the courage. I was afraid. I'm only 16.
I don't understand. What is it that you were to blame for?
As I headed toward your camp, during a halt in the journey, I was saved by a man.
Good, lead the way.
You love Rinaldo.
Yes, and he loves me.
I had noticed how you looked at Roland. I wondered why you didn't smile at each other. I thought you just felt embarrassed and shy. My mind is weary. I can no longer distinguish truth from falsehood.
No, Father. You didn't know my heart. You couldn't imagine.
No, a father should know his daughter's heart. I thought I had arranged everything so as to give happiness to you, to Roland, to Rinaldo. Instead. But you mustn't blame yourself, child. You were young. You are not yet supposed to know all the rights and wrongs of life. I have lost everything. I've lost your happiness. I've lost Rinaldo, Roland. Perhaps even Gano.
No!
Gano is here, King Charles.
Gano, what is this? Explain.
Your reign is finished. You're right. You are too old to be a king. Throw away your sword. You are prisoner of Agramante. Agramante is the new king of all Hispania. And bow your head before me now. I'm king of France.
You've betrayed me.
And who wouldn't betray you for a crown and a kingdom? Forward, you must join the march.
Deception wins. I trust in the justice of God.
Father.
Don't worry, Alda. God is with us, and God will help us.
And you, pretty maiden, very soon you will marry me, and that will make my triumph complete. I will make you Queen of France. You'll pay for this.
What caused the king to leave the camp so suddenly?
I don't like it at all.
Look, here are tracks of a group of horses.
Let's follow them.
Here the tracks are thicker and more confused. Obviously the horses have stopped here for some time.
I can't understand what's happened.
Look, Ronaldo, the king's sword. He was caught in an ambush by the Saracens, it's clear. Here are the horses' tracks again. They move off in that direction.
Well, then we must follow them.
Only 2 of you against a whole army?
Are you with me?
What do you think? I've been close to death so many times that to look her in the face once more doesn't frighten me.
Courage, then. Perhaps we're still in time. Help me once more, Oliphant. Save your king.
You seem worried. Are you frightened?
It's the voice of the Oliphant. The king is in danger. Reverse the march!
I didn't know that King Charles was the father of such a lovely girl. Truly a delicious morsel.
Leave her alone.
Yes, I know. I don't have the white skin and the ready words that you have. But you need not fear. The girl belongs to me.
That wasn't what we agreed. Your hand and to call around you your people, for the cards will be turned in our favor. Destroy the Paladins, and the whole of France will be at your feet. Now is your chance to destroy them, all of them like a fisherman with a lucky catch. It's as easy as picking up a stone. Your triumph is in your grasp.
Do not hesitate!
We are lost. They outnumber us.
Our right to a common peace has been safeguarded. I send you the pledge.
It's got no sword. Loyal Agramante has avenged me.